So, good morning. Happy Monday, February 14th. It's Valentine's Day, isn't it? So, what's going on here? Well, did you hear about the crocodile, 13-foot female crocodile in Indonesia who had her necklace cut off last week? It was probably given to her by some studly male crocodile who was trying to woo her affections. And now she's, after 6 years, running around without the precious gift of her necklace. Other things that are going on is that Canadian group of truck drivers that's blocking the border in Detroit to the U.S. The busiest border from Canada to the U.S. And that's causing Ford and General Motors to limit work shifts because they're unable to produce because they can't get the products in and out. So those truck drivers are really commanding a lot of attention, aren't they? And what's going on with Russia and Ukraine? You know, I keep seeing the news, the buildup of military on both sides of the border, it seems, and you know what? They might talk themselves into a bad situation here that's also affecting our economy because look at our stock market. Ooh, it's crazy. Anyway, let's get to today's topic. True love. What is an expression of true love from your expert here? Right. You know, for Valentine's Day, common gifts are flowers, roses, right? Chocolates. There's a whole industry built on that too, isn't there? And what about maybe Victoria's Secret pajamagram or that cuddly teddy bear? Or maybe not. Oh my goodness, Mark, what are you talking about? Well, let me tell you a situation that happened many, many years ago. I got into the insurance business in 1984. I was working as an agent for Prudential life insurance company, right? So I went out to serve a death claim in Orland Park. And the home I went to was probably, it was a Georgian-style home if memory serves me correct. Memory's not 100% accurate, but you're going to get the gist of the story here. I walked into the home and there was this young woman. She had 2 children. And every hair in place. Her husband had just perished. And I delivered a check for well under $10,000. I don't remember the dollar amount specifically, but I know it was under $10,000. And she looked at the check and started to shake a little bit, and a couple tears came down her face. And she says, "He told me he had life insurance. There's got to be more." Well, I think that might have been the first or one of the very first death claims I ever went out in service. So I assumed she was talking correctly. She thought she was right. I went back to the office and I said, the lady is saying that there's got to be more. And I had the staff look, and a couple days later they came back and they said, there may be more, but not with Prudential. I went back out and told her, I said, I'm sorry, there's no more with Prudential. And she's adamant. He told me he had life insurance. He told me he had life insurance. And she's shaking and she's really crying. And unfortunately, he had life insurance. He didn't have enough life insurance. Now, it was a few years later, I ran into her. She had lost her nice, beautiful brick home in Orland Park, and she was living in a small, rickety ranch home in Woodridge. She had taken a miserable job. She was trying to make ends meet for herself and her 2 children. Trust me on this one. If her husband could have walked through the door that day, she would have killed him. Wow, Mark. That's a horrible story. Unfortunately, it's reality. So maybe this year for Valentine's Day, today's Valentine's Day, you might be seeing this Valentine's Day or a little bit later. Maybe you can show an expression of true love using a simple spreadsheet or a drugstore ledger, paper and pencil. Let me show you an example here. So here is a general spreadsheet, a template. If you like it, you can email me and I'll send you a copy of it. But let's take a look at it. We've got our banking right here, our investments, our life insurance. You have your bank accounts right here, your phone numbers, and the balance, and it starts off with really the beginning of 2021. and ends at the end of 2021. And you can see how the money has changed a little bit. Same thing with the investments. We've got a Bright Direction College Fund for the children. Edward Jones, an investment in your name and then in your spouse's, a joint fidelity, and then a 401k. We have life insurance. Many times people buy permanent type life insurance that builds up cash accumulation. And then we're taking away the mortgage values and then the loan value for a car here. We're acknowledging that there's life insurance for you, $1 million, and your spouse or significant other at $500,000. So at the end of the year, as this goes on, you can show your spouse, this is where we were at the beginning of the year, our percent changes and dollar changes at the end of the year. Now, taking into account all the investments, minus the mortgage and the car note, at the end of the year, they have $168,305. If he perishes with his $1 million life insurance right here, he's left the spouse $1,168,305. Is that enough? I don't know. That's for you to answer. On the other hand, if the spouse perishes with the $500,000 plus the 168, so now there's $668,305. Once again, is that enough? I don't know. That's your decision for you to figure out. But doing this lets your spouse know you truly love them as to what you have if you perish. You don't want to be like my client. If she could run into her husband today, she'd kill him because he didn't take care of business. That is a true expression of love. So if you like that example of a spreadsheet and you want a copy of it, it's using Apple's Numbers program. Send me an email at the end of this video here. I'll be happy to forward a copy of it to you. It's nice because as you put your figures in, it tabulates the total, and at the bottom there you can show that loved one of yours, the one that you truly profess to love. This is the assets that we have. It includes life insurance. It also shows your debts there, and help to make them feel really loved because they will be secure in the event of your demise. So what's going on here at the MLD Agency? Well, last week we were able to conclude the sale of a small group. And you know what? We're actually working with people for home, auto, umbrella policies. So in case you don't know that, we do have good markets for home, auto, and umbrella policies for your personal line insurance needs. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Numbers and everything are on the bottom of the screen here. Until next week, take care.